Hi beautiful people, it's me, Rinsky. Welcome back to my channel. In this video, we are going to unbox, assemble, test, and review the LOKLiK iEngrave cover machine. But before that, I want to thank all my subscribers, especially my new subscribers and followers. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for continued support to my channel. And to those who are watching right now, please give this video a thumbs up, consider subscribing to my channel, and help me grow. Also, shout out to my HTVRONT and LOKLiK community family for sending this machine to me. I am truly grateful and honored to be one of the 3 selected lucky crafters to have this hands-on review program. I encourage everyone to join our growing community. It is full of talented crafters and makers showcasing their creativity. You'll find inspiring projects, fun events, and chances to win great prizes. They also have a fantastic hands-on program just like this. I will link it below in my description box where you can find us and get involved. So, what are you waiting for? Let's go ahead and let's unbox it. I was so impressed about the packaging. It is compact and thoughtfully organized with foam protection and labeled compartments for each part. The first thing I saw was an envelope from LOKLiK, a list of parts that was included in the iEngrave cover, warranty card, and a note about the company. The next layer are the top panels, front and back, and LOKLiK front panel of machine, followed by a single layer of foam with labels. At first glance, it looks like nothing in there, but I need to dig deeply and took out the parts carefully. These are the U-shaped connector bars. I am just continue inspecting all the parts in here and taking them all out of the box for final inspection later. I really love the way on how LOKLiK package all the parts, and not just this one but all their products. Very well done and organized. After taking out all the layers of foam, you'll see the iEngrave tray and all the necessary accessories for the assembly. I've noticed a loose screw from the bottom of the box and figure out right away that this screw belonged to the bottom of the tray, and it was, so I took care of it right away before I put the legs later on. Before we begin assemble, let us double check if all parts are complete. The cover edition includes left and right side panels, front and back top panels, back panel wherein the fan is attached to it, front panel, this is with the LOKLiK logo, handle, 6 angle brackets, 2 U-shaped connector bars, 2 hinge screws with 8 M5 screws, 6 cable clips, 10 cable ties, 42 M4 screws, 8 leg extensions, 4 leg pads, light bar, fan and light bar power adapter, spare screws, hose, clip and ventilation pipe, our LOKLiK iEngrave machine, Wi-Fi and laser modules, power adapter, safety goggles, USB cable, 4 hex wrench, a double open end wrench, TF card and card reader, a wooden cleaning brush, safety keys, and 3 wood boards. So here's a quick look of all the parts of the LOKLiK iEngrave cover machine. One tip before assembling, I used a magnetic tin for screws so I won't be missing any later on. the real part of assembly begins by putting the 8 leg extensions. Grab the 2 legs and screw them together like this. Do the same with the other 6 remaining legs. Then, put the leg pads of each leg before attaching it at the bottom tray. The company installed 6 screws in the X-axis bar to prevent it from sliding through shipping. So we will go ahead and unscrew these 6 screws before we proceed to the next step. After we remove all the screws, carefully slide the bar back and forth to feel if the belt is tight and not loose. Carefully flip the tray upside down and install the 4 leg extensions we prepared earlier. Next is by installing the laser module and the rest of the cover assembly. In here, I use a cable tie and cable clips in order to manage those wires in place. Move along, install those 6 angle brackets as shown here, and here's a quick look how I installed mine. Now, let us assemble the cover together by installing the left side panel first, followed by the back panel, which has the one with the fan in it. You will notice it here that I use a weeding tool to help me lift the protective films of the cover, one way to make our assembly easier later. Also, I didn't remove the protective films during assembly to avoid fingerprints since I do not wear gloves. Now, put the back panel in place by tightening those screws using your hex wrench. Do the same with the right side panel. Then peel off the protective films for the next step. Now, grab your X-Acto knife and make a hole in that rubber area to thread all the electrical wirings from the laser module and light strip. Now, connect the 2 wires together for both left and right as you see me doing it here. These are your door sensors, one of the safety features of this laser machine. Move along, grab your front panel and handle, and screw them in place. Next is to grab your U-shaped connector bar and assemble that to the front panel and set them aside. Next is screwing the other piece of U-shaped connector bar at the back, followed by assembling the top panels front and back by screwing them in place. Now grab your front panel and tighten it up with the top panel together. Peel off the sticker of your light bar and install it as you see me doing in here. Then thread the wiring in the hole. Grab your Wi-Fi module and tighten it up accordingly. Last but not the least is assembling the ventilation pipe. Safety caution. Please check both ends of the ventilation pipe of any metal sticking out through the hose prior installation to prevent your fingers from being punctured. I accidentally punctured my finger and I need to stop recording and cut off the wire behind the camera and put a duct tape before I tighten it with the hose clip. Here is a fully assembled iEngrave cover machine looks like in my craft room. Total hours of assembly spent was less than an hour. It is surprisingly quiet. I tested it out and I got a decibel average rating between 42 to 44 decibel on idle or with just the fan running. And here is the sounds like. I already installed the LOKLiK iEngrave and Lightburn softwares in my laptop ahead of time, so you won't see me here doing it. Take note that you need to insert the SD card came with the laser with your LOKLiK iEngrave machine before setting it up with your mobile phone. Also, you need to download the LOKLiK app to your phone before setting up the connectivity between your phone and your laser machine. Once downloaded, open the app from your phone and you should see like this on-screen prompt in your connectivity setup between your mobile phone and iEngrave machine. Step 1. Adding your iEngrave machine. Connect your phone to 2.4 GHz WLAN and fill out your internet information. Step 2 is to connect your laser engraver hotspot. Go to WLAN settings and follow the on-screen prompt. Turn on your Bluetooth and click Allow New Connections. Then you'll see the LOKLiK file name and click that as your Wi-Fi hotspot. Wait for a minute to establish the connection between your mobile phone app and your iEngrave machine. And voila! You are all set and ready to test the machine. The iEngrave is a 10W diode laser with 0.02mm precision and speeds up to 30,000 mm per minute. It cuts and engraves over 300 materials like wood, leather, slate, coated metals, acrylic, non-transparent ones, and more. So let's go ahead and let's do some test runs. Fired up this machine and put this at work. Note that I will utilize the mobile LOKLiK Idea Studio app to command the machine for all my tests. Also, please take note that the iEngrave cover machine didn't come with a honeycomb. I have my own and this is what I will be using to protect the bottom tray of the machine when cutting materials like wood. For my first engraving and cutting, I used the 2mm thick basswood that came with the machine. I downloaded the LOKLiK logo and add the default LOKLiK text. Take note that whatever you do before you start cutting or engraving, do not forget to manually adjust both laser module height and your laser's focal pin by lowering it down almost touching the surface of your material as shown here. Already saved my design and desired measurements, so let's go ahead and open the Idea Studio from my mobile app. From the Idea Studio app, go to my projects and find the design. In this case, I want to make a LOKLiK keychain. At the canvas, select the design and ungroup it. You'll see me here navigating all the features, clicking buttons at the mobile app and playing around with the app itself. It's my first time to use it and please bear with me. Select the rectangle keychain and set the parameters before engraving. We will use the power of 75%. Mode style is filling. Operation style is engrave with one pass. Make it sure to set your materials for basswood and hit the next button. Remember, always frame your material first before engraving or cutting. In that way, you know where exactly your design is going to cut or engrave. Now that the rectangle is hidden, we are ready to engrave the LOKLiK logo and text. Also, you need to save your project before you proceed engraving. After one pass, I decided to run one more time for engraving the LOKLiK logo and text to achieve deeper engraving. The total time spent for this engraving was 3 minutes and 21 seconds. After done engraving, go to the canvas, hide the LOKLiK logo and text, and bring back the rectangle shape and set the parameters before cutting. I use 100% power, mode style is line, operation style is cut with a speed of 230 millimeters per minute and one pass. A total time of 1 minute and 6 seconds. Is our first engrave and cut looks like. Now let us cut some cardstocks. I want to challenge myself if I can cut it without burning them. This time I uploaded my own design to the Idea Studio. The LOKLiK mobile app didn't have a default setting for cardstock, so I used the craft paper settings they provided in the app and adjust all the parameters accordingly and did some test run. Finally, I found the right settings and used 2 different cardstocks for this project. Using a 92-pound weight, I found out 1300 millimeter per minute works great for me and 1122 millimeter per minute for a 110 pounds weight. And both powers were set to 100%. and it took me to cut approximately 4 minutes or so. Here's a tip. When cutting cardstocks, I recommend using magnets to hold them in place because there's a tendency to curl or move when the machine is doing its cuts, which is I forgot to do it in my first cut. Moving on, let's do some engraving projects. This time I have an extra clipboard laying around and thought about engraving it. One tip, I used risers to level my clipboard since there was a metal hardware attached to it. Again, I uploaded my own design, engraved my name first at the back, and used 75% power, a speed of 7,500 mm per minute with one pass. Engraving at the back was the same parameters as I used at the front. I've noticed that I forgot to adjust the laser module from my clipboard after I took out the honeycomb from my last test, but guess what? I was surprised of the outcome. You will see it at the end. Now, take a look at the outcome. I am very satisfied for my mistakes earlier and glad I discovered these settings for clipboard. I measured the distance or the depth of 24.5 millimeters or 0.96 inches between the laser module and the clipboard. Also, the coat was so fitting in my case. Another engraving project using leather hat patches. Again, I used the Idea Studio app to add text with my personalized name in it. I used the default settings for leather of 40% power with a speed of 8,000 millimeters per minute, and the total time spent for engraving my personalized name was 3 minutes and 5 seconds. Last but not the least is engraving on denim shorts. I am so excited about this because I haven't seen anyone yet by the time I made this video. So I decided to try and upload a butterfly design from Idea Studio library. Note, I rotated my design at 180 degrees for the placement of my shorts. Also, correct placement of this denim is recommended in order the X-axis bar move freely and not touching the laser module by the waistband area when engraving the design. Here's a quick look on how I engraved the butterfly design to my denim shorts. I used a denim default settings of 60% power with a speed of 8,000 millimeters per minute and a total engraving time of 10 minutes and 2 seconds for both front and back. Before I share my final thoughts on the LOKLiK iEngrave cover machine, I want to show you what I did for our test cuts. First, I made a LOKLiK keychain by adding some hardware. I love how it turned out. I could probably finish it by sanding the edges a little, but I actually prefer the natural unfinished look. Then, I cut out a coffee design from cardstock and placed it inside an 8x8-inch shadow box frame. I have displayed it in our dining room next to the coffee maker. Here's an engraving test I did by mistake with my clipboard, but I am very satisfied with how it turned out. I think the settings were just right. The coat was perfect too. I'm not perfect, I'm limited edition. Another engraving project I tried was leather hat patches with my personalized name. I love how they turned out, and I even made an extra patch for my clutch purse. I also engraved leather hat patches with an American theme design. Last but not the least, I engraved a butterfly design onto my denim shorts. I love butterflies and it's perfect for summer. Here are my final thoughts. The LOKLiK iEngrave cover machine is a home and beginner friendly. Also, this machine is suited for crafters, makers, and DIYers. Let's talk about the pros and cons about using this machine based on my hands-on experience. One thing I love about is this iEngrave cover edition meets Class 1 safety standards with built-in sensors for fire, tilt, and overheat, and it has an emergency stop button and safety lock. Also, it's an excellent value for beginners and small businesses. It has a quiet operation and strong features like I mentioned earlier, versatile material compatibility, and it gives you a clean cut and detailed engravings with minimal passes. Not bad for a 10-watt diode laser, right? On the other hand, here are the cons. First, there is no built-in camera for visual alignments. That's why it is highly recommended to frame your design before you cut and engrave. Next is requires manual elevation for materials, and it is recommended to use a honeycomb or risers if you have it. And the mobile app can feel cramped for complex design. Overall, I am very satisfied at the outcomes for both engraving and cutting performance. I love the clarity of engraving and the clean and precise cut performed by this machine. Also, I am excited and looking forward for the Idea Studio desktop version that will be available soon. Moreover, I made a separate video regarding the easiest way on how to connect your iEngrave machine from your mobile app. It will be linked below in my description box. Please check that one out. Also, I made a full written review regarding this tutorial in our community page. So if you have time, you can check that one out too. Again, let's take a look at my first ever products using the iEngrave cover machine. Imagine what else you can do with this awesome machine. This is a great addition to your craft room and to a small business. Give it a try and you won't regret it. I am looking forward to do more projects and test different materials with my iEngrave cover machine. From unboxing to final cutting and engraving, the LOKLiK iEngrave delivers a quiet, powerful, home, and friendly experience with creative freedom in every cut. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel. Please don't forget to turn that notification bell button on so you don't miss any of my upcoming new videos. Thank you for watching and I'll see you. Bye!